forget to like, share, and subscribe. If y'all don't pick my sign up. Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Psychology Eats. So what's eating you? Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. I hope this video finds you in great mental health. You saw the title. Wait a minute now. You read the title and you saw the thumbnail. Today was the family gave Llips his final balloon release, and it was in Atlanta. I put if you didn't see it, please go over and watch the video, watch the commercials. It's not a long video. It's only like 11 minutes long that they did the balloon release for Llips. And I believe it was live. I didn't catch it when it was live, though, but I think it was live. And Llips' daughter was there. And that was the purpose of, from what his brother had said earlier, that doing the two different balloon releases, one in Memphis and the other one in Atlanta that happened today, was so that his daughter would be there. And it's just the sadness. And that's what, if you go and read the comments, people are like looking at her and just feeling her grief through the phone was hard. It was very difficult to watch her. She was hanging on to her uncle, Llips' brother, and for a lot of it, just kind of just holding on to him, and he was, supporting her. And then like he kind of walked away, and she found somebody else to like love on and hug on her. And it's hard. It really is heartbreaking. It's just watching her, feeling that energy, of her grief and tremendous loss that she is experiencing at such a young age. It's like no child should have to deal with that. And what I want to say to the family, if they watch my videos, is that it is important to get her mental health treatment. Although you may, think she seems to be adjusting well to this shift and change in her life. For a lot of kids, they don't necessarily express how they feel because sometimes they just don't have the words to do it. But what I found when I've done grief counseling, because I am a therapist, when I've done grief counseling with young kids, is one thing that kids do is they blame themselves. Even if they have no responsibility in the death of the person that they're grieving, somehow kids will blame themselves. And so it's important that someone says to her that it's not your fault. What happened to your dad is not your fault. It's also important to tell her the truth. Tell her the truth as much as you can tell her, at her age, of course, age appropriate. Because she's gonna find out. She's gonna hear it from somewhere and somebody. And so the people in her life that love her and that she trusts, they need to tell her the truth as much as within the framework of what you believe she can handle, as far as, how her dad passed away, and what happened to him. It's important, I believe, and I think a lot of people would agree, that she does receive counseling, definitely. Um, I find that for kids, I know in the area where I live, we have grief groups dedicated for children. And I know when just a little backstory for me, I raised my nephew when he was 10. He was being raised by his mom, which is his grandma, which was my mother-in-law, and she died suddenly. Um, and so my husband and I started raising my nephew, and through everything that we were dealing with, trying to relocate him and just everything that was going on. Even me being a therapist, I'm like, I got to get him in some sort of counseling. I got to get him in counseling. And, within some months or whatever, I did. And I got him in a grieving group for children. And he was 11 at the time. And and it was just the kids and these therapists, counselors. And they had a program. It was a really excellent program. They still have it. It's grown big. I made referrals to this program, even from my office. If I had a kid that came in that was, had lost their mom, lost their dad, lost a sibling, whatever, they were grieving, I would refer them to this group. And it's made for kids. The treatment plans are made for kids. So that would be my suggestion for Llips family, for Little Llips mom. Although she may appear that she's okay, for kids, they need treatment. She absolutely needs treatment to help her cope and grieve with the loss of her dad. So anyway, back to what I was saying about my nephew. So my nephew went through the program. I think it was like 6 weeks, and I could see how it helped him. And he talked about how he felt he felt like something was his fault, how my mother-in-law passed, but it was like a sudden, she had a heart attack and she passed. That wasn't his fault. But as a kid, he was blaming himself for it. And so in a situation with Little Lips, we don't know what she experienced living in that household all those years, and what she saw or what she didn't see or what we think. Like, we don't know. But not only did she lose her birth father, she lost her secondary father also. And is she concerned and worried about him? Is she angry with him? Like, all of these emotions that all of us are feeling as we deal with what's happened with the situation. But so as we move forward, the family is just asking that, you still go back and watch some of those videos, and it'll be interesting to see if they bring new content to the channel with Little Lips and maybe Uncle. I don't think they live near each other. I think the daughter lives in Atlanta and Uncle lives in Memphis or something like that. But so that's really it. That's all I had to say about that. Moving forward, like I said, I'm going to continue to follow up with production. A lot of people want to know, what's happening with him and court dates and moving forward and, all that stuff. And so I'll still be dropping content on production. But that's it. That's all, guys. Have a good night. Bye.
Guess what? I got a share with me and hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that like button. And hit that little bell.
Subscribe. Say subscribe to Psychology Eats.
Subscribe to Cowboy Eats.
Not Cowboy.